Hello once again, my beautiful people. It is I, Cassini, and I know, it's been a while. School happened. Anyway, today we are playing Cutting Edge Roots of Mutation, or as I keep reading it, Roots of Mutilation. This is the demo version of an upcoming indie game that is essentially like paying homage to Trauma Center, and as you probably are well aware from previous streams, I am a die-hard, long-time fan of Trauma Center, ever since the first game came out. Yes, I was playing these games when I was 3. Don't judge. Anyway, so the problem is we haven't gotten a new Trauma Center game in about 15 years at this point, so we have an indie developer, Whizbird, I believe, who is basically fuck it, if Atlas is not going to be making a new Trauma Center game, then I will. And, yeah, that's how we ended up with this. And I'm quite excited. This is just the demo, so it's not going to be the full game. It's the first 5 episodes, the prologue, and then there's, one challenge mission. But I just want more people to be aware of this. I am not sponsored by any means. This is coming from a genuine fan who just wants to see more games like this, instead of everybody trying to be, the next Five Nights at Freddy's. You know, I don't know. I could go on a rant about how much I'm just so sick of indie horror, but, point is, go check this game out if you want. Highly recommend it. Heads up, there will be spoilers. I am going to be playing the whole demo, so it'll only be about an hour, but there will be spoilers. So if you want to check the game out for yourself, go do that first. It's free on Steam. It takes an hour to beat. Go do that first, then come back if you want. I won't be upset. Alright, enough preamble. Let's do this. Yes, we'll start with the prologue here. So the game itself is not supposed to come out until about next year, I believe. So, we do have some time to wait, but I, so badly want this game to do well. Just... Again, I am so sick and tired of, every game essentially being the same, including indie titles. It just feels like all the indie games that end up getting attention are either ones that are sequels to, games that were already popular, or... It's loud. Or it's, indie horror shit. And I'm not docking anyone who makes or likes those games. There's obvious appeal. I just feel like it's getting a little bit oversaturated, I guess. Especially with the indie horror stuff. I really think it's just getting a little oversaturated. So, it's nice to see, new games like this that take old game formulas that haven't been touched in over a decade at this point, decade and a half, and just do something different with them. It's just nice to see. Also, I very much appreciate the non-binary representation. Oh god. I already know what's gonna happen. I've played through the whole demo before, but no, jeez. This is gonna get spicy. So, alright. Very much everything feels so much like old school Trauma Center. Just anything from the way that the story progresses through these still images with text to, you know, to just the writing and the actual gameplay. It just reminds me so much of old school. It just reminds me so much of old school Trauma Center. I love it. And again, I just want this game to do well because it's just so different. It's not perfect, but it is really good, and it's just so much different than most of the other games you have, on the, on the market right now. You know? And then obviously I could seriously go into, an hour-long rant about why I hate, the modern state of gaming in terms of, AAA and stuff, but, I'll spare you guys that rambling. And yes, I know this game is very furry. That's been kind of a bit of a like, a contested issue among some fans of Trauma Center is they're not the hugest fan of, like, the furry stuff because, like, they associate furries with, like, zoophiles and stuff. Which, I get it, but, like, you shouldn't just not play a game just because the characters happen to be anthro. Trust me, it's pretty tame. Well, about as tame as a surgery simulator can be. You know, it's not like, say, Surgery Simulator or something like Revenge of the Colon or something, where it's a lot more realistic in terms of the graphics with people actually, like, you know, it's not as bad. Like, it's very stylized, it's not quite as bloody. Alright. So we got our first patient here. He's an 18-year-old wolf who was in a serious car accident. So, just dealing with glass. Sounds easy enough. I can handle this in my sleep. Like I said, I'm a veteran of Trauma Center, so I can handle this. Alright, so we're also testing out the K-Taz eye, which is one of Perry's eyes here. See, it's this orange one, right? No, blue one. It's the blue one. The blue one is the cybernetic eye. So. Oh god. Unfortunately, I know exactly what's gonna happen. It's pretty wild, and it's definitely the darkest moment in the whole game, but yeah. This is gonna get interesting. Alright. Yeah, just... Alright, here we go. Oh, my hand. Ow. I feel like I probably shouldn't be gaming right now. I think I'm having a bit of a flare-up of something. I don't know. Not sure what it is. I suspect it might be a form of rheumatoid arthritis combined with carpal tunnel, and yeah, it's about as painful as it sounds. Like, I had a horrible flare-up last night where, like, 3 in the morning, like, it seriously felt like I dipped my, like, somebody took, like, the joints and the nerves out of my hand, dipped them in, like, some sort of acid, and then put them back in my hand. And it hurt so bad. It was weird and uncomfortable and painful. It was awful. Like, touching my arm hurt, moving it hurt. It was brutal. I'm still having a bit of that flare-up. It's gotten better, but it's still pretty bad. So, I can't really tell exactly what it is, but, like, yeah, it's definitely something, and it sucks. So I shouldn't be playing games, but screw it, I want to. I want this game to get more attention, so, yeah, we're gonna do this. Alright, here we go. Alright, let's do this. Here we go. Okay, here goes. Is it doing the do? We good? Okay, we're ready. Let's go. I was a little worried there, because before I started the stream, I had some technical problems where it was, like, horribly delayed. So, okay, I think we fixed it. I think I fixed it by putting it in windowed mode, hence my, thing down here. Alright, here we go. I got this. Easy. Alright, starting up the stabilizer. Yep, I know. I will give, like, the developers, like, some credit. They actually try to explain some of the HUD, because in Trauma Center, basically, like, this and everything, it's just kind of there. But it's nice that they actually try to explain things. Like, there is a time limit. You don't have one now, but you'll see in later operations you do have a time limit, but they explain that it's not just because, hey, we want to... Hold on. I gotta turn the music down. Okay. Sorry, the music is a lot louder than I thought it would be, so I had to turn it down just a smidge. Yeah, so in Trauma Center games, with the exception of Trauma Team, they kind of just have a time limit just because. Meanwhile, in this game, they actually do explain why you have a time limit, which I appreciate. Alright. Let's go. I'll try to do the directives as much as I can, but I'm not looking for perfection here. Alright, careful. Also, so many people were scared about, like, Trauma Center working with, like, a mouse and keyboard, and this game pretty much proves that you can do it. Although, this is definitely one of my complaints so far, is the sutures feel really weird. The best way I could describe it is they almost feel kind of sticky and gummy, almost, instead of the nice, smooth suturing. Hopefully that's something that gets, polished. Like, my hopes are is that's something that gets polished in the full game. Remember, this is just a demo. Think of it like a beta version. And unlike actual big game studios, this is completely free, so if you want to test it out, you can, but you don't have to. When, you know, unlike, say, with a AAA studio, they would release this game, the full game, in its entirety, in a broken state and force you to be a beta tester, except they don't pay you, you pay them. Alright, here we go. Oop, Patient's kind of doing the die, so, alright. Alright, what do we got? Ooh. Alright, here we go. Oh, this is when things get really crazy. Alright, this is when shit gets real. Alright. Here we go. Whoops. Shit. My bad. Alright, I'm just gonna... Alright, I'm not used to doing this. Alright. How we doing? Oh, right, I forgot I got to suture them. It's hard to do this with my brace on, too. It's a little hard to do this with my brace on, because I'm not... Because, like, I'm wearing a carpal tunnel brace to help, like, keep my hand steady. Because, like, it still is really sore. And so, like, it kind of prevents you from moving around too much. That's kind of the point. But it's kind of weird. I'm not used to this. Alright, here we go. Trust me, shit's about to hit the fan. But this, like, the prologue is definitely the most edgy and dark part of the demo. But yeah, see what I mean by the sutures kind of being goobery? Like, I don't know, they kind of almost feel like they just stick to whatever they feel like. It's hard to explain unless you play it yourself, but that's definitely my biggest complaint with the controls. Now, granted, this game is supposed to have... Oh no, here we go. Oh dear. Oh no. So, as I was saying, this game is also supposed to be playable through, oh dear. Uh-oh. That's not good. So this game is also supposed to be playable using, like, a drawing tablet, if you have one. And I think if you have, like, a tablet PC, you could probably play it on there, too. Whoa. What the hell? Oh, boy. Oh, God. Oh god, here we go. So yeah. Anyway, so if you want to play this on like a tablet, you can. I've heard the controls with the tablet version aren't that, or with tablets aren't that great. Oh my god. Oh good lord. Oops, I killed the patient. Oh no, I killed the patient. Yikes. Oh god. Wait, so did they not, when they were analyzing his eye, did they not have what he was seeing up there? Because they would have seen what was going on and probably put a stop to it, but no. Oh no. Oh jeez. Yeah, this is definitely the edgiest portion of the game, at least so far. Oh god. Oh, shit. What is happening? Goddamn. Alright, so that's the prologue. Good lord. The first time I played that, I was like, what? Oh god. Yeah, so it's the first 5 here, and then 6 is not included in the demo. That'll be in the full game, which, yeah, once the full game actually comes out, it definitely will get a stream. So, alright. We're gonna keep it on standard difficulty for now. If I decide to do the cyber trials, I do have to put that on easy, because it is hard. It is hard. So. In case you need any proof that government shit takes forever, the fact that it took an entire goddamn year for these guys to realize that Perry Maddock didn't actually kill the person intentionally. Jesus. You know, it's funny, I saw somebody in the Discord server ask, like, why was Perry told not to speak about this? And I was thinking, like, very likely it would be a complete PR nightmare if something were to come out about this. Like, what's the company called again? Oh, Cobalt. I keep forgetting the name of the company. So Cobalt Meditech probably told Fish, which is basically like the equivalent of the medical board, to have everybody keep quiet because big company bad, you know? Another thing somebody complained about, and I kind of agree with this, is that, like, you basically go from, like, these cybernetics being, like, a new emerging technology to, in about a year, everybody having them. And it would be nice to have some sort of, like, story element that kind of, like, proves that, you know? Like, somebody recommended, like, a funny story option could be something similar to, like, wish come true miracle surgery. So that would be hilarious. You know, something like that, you know? Because I do agree, in like 12 months, that seems really fast for every surgeon to have some sort of cybernetic. But yeah, see, it took them a fucking year. It should need any proof that, like, the government, it just takes fucking forever. It would also be kind of cool to see, like, what was Perry doing within that year, because that's a long time. So I'm curious to see, like, what would have happened, so... And again, like, how did, like, the people who were checking the cybernetic eye, so Spark, and there was probably another team, how did they not realize that it was glitching like crazy? Not only would Perry have been acting weird, especially if their head was hurting that bad, but could they not have seen, like, a screen or something that showed the input that the eye was giving? Unless maybe there was some sort of hacking event or something that prevented them from seeing what was going on. Because I feel like they should have seen how bad it was. Like, Jesus. But, I mean, that's probably stuff that could potentially get added or something. Alright, which one should we do? I'm gonna do this one, maybe just to wallow a little. You know? Like, how exactly did they not... Like, how did they not realize that the eye clearly was doing something? Okay. So I will admit, something I do kind of like is, like, it's subtle, but you may notice that all of, like, the HUD stuff actually change color depending on who's speaking. So Spark, you know, is orange. Gone. Any, like, narrative stuff is white. And then this is Brooke. Brooke is purple. Like, it's just a subtle little touch. Like, Perry's green. You know, it's a subtle touch, but I do like it. And even down here, like, the menu options will change color. You know, it's like a small touch, but I like it. You know? Oh dear. Alright. What's happening? Oh, wait, I know what's going on. Okay. Alright. I am, like, fairly certain, by the way, that they wanted to make Brooke a nurse shark just for the sake of a pun. Like, I'm pretty sure it's just for the sake of a pun and nothing else. And yeah, they even show you, like, the cybernetics everyone has. So she has 2 hands, cybernetic hands, and then some sort of, like, internal implants. Alright, and then here's the big head honcho himself. He's essentially like the head of surgery, or equivalent, who has a rather unfortunate name. Okay, so the name Daniel Larson isn't necessarily problematic. I mean, Daniel's a common name, Larson's a common name. And I know it's spelled differently, but the problem is there's a pretty infamous lolcow and, pedo on TikTok who also has the name Daniel Larson. I know it's spelled differently, but first time I saw his name, and I'm like, oh shit. I know it was unintentional, but I just, like, I can't help it, okay? It's just unfortunate naming. Alright. Well, I guess, I mean, technically Perry is a cyber doc. Like, technically speaking. You know, I mean, they've got the eye. Alright, here goes. So, like, some people will have noticed, like, the discussion of, like, cybernetics versus no cybernetics. So basically how doctors who have these cybernetics are seen as, like, better than those who don't have them. And some people have theorized that this could potentially be seen as, like, an AI versus no AI thing. So, like, the idea here is that this is a society where, like, people see cybernetics as, like, this super important thing, and that you basically don't have any skills if you don't use them, which is bullshit. So some people have tied this to potentially, like, AI stuff. So, like, what's the point of, like, relying on your natural skills when you can have a robot, or robotic parts in this case, do it for you? Like, eventually, all those who decide not to use them kind of get lost in the shuffle, and you lose the art of whatever it is, so... I don't know, some people have tied it to it, and I can totally see that, but yeah. Alright, here we go. Also, mate, if you're not used to having, like, one eye, that has gotta give you a headache. Actually, hell, even if you have one eye, that could give you a headache. Alright, here we go. I think. Okay, phew. Alright, here we go. And for some reason, this is the only operation that has completely different music. Of course, it's another gray wolf who was caught in a car accident. Great. Here we go. Alright. Oh dear, here we go. Okay, here we go. Alright, yep, so I got this. Should be simple enough. Alright, I got this. Alright, come on. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, let's go. Blah, 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 blah. Blah text. Alright, here we go. Let's do this. Start with these. Alright, so we use micro machines. Wait, I thought they were called nano machines, not micro machines. Wouldn't micro machines be bigger because micro is bigger than nano? I don't know. Technicalities. Alright, let's roll. Alright, here we go. Easy peasy. Let's do this. Alright, go. Wait, no, wait. Yeah. No, wait. Okay, got it. So this is something interesting. Typically in Trauma Center, man, these sutures don't feel good. Typically in Trauma Center, you'd have like an antibiotic gel to heal like these little wounds, and so surprisingly they don't have that in this game, which is very strange. So you have to suture up the little wounds, and it just does not feel good. Oh yeah, so this is what I was talking about earlier, how they try to explain why you're under a time limit. It's not just because we feel like it, like it is in Trauma Center, but rather it's estimated how long the patient can survive under surgery. And the nice thing is that here, as Nurse Brooke is saying, the patient won't instantly die if, say, the timer reads 0, but they will progressively start losing vitals. So it's not really a hard time limit. It's more of like a, kind of a basic one. It's a good idea to finish before the time, but you don't have to. Alright, here we go. Cool. Careful. Alright, got it. Eh. These sutures don't feel good. That's like the only control issue I really have. It just, okay, we got the stab. We've been stabbed. We're good. Yeah. Alright, there we go. These sutures don't feel good. Boom. There you go. So let's get our grade. How'd we do? You good, mate? There it goes. Hey, nice. Alright. I don't know, I kind of want to just skip the dialogue. But, like, we're just gonna go through it. I don't know, should I just skip the dialogue portions? I don't know. Because, like, all's normal, blah, 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 whatever. Because this was also kind of a common complaint, is that a lot of the dialogue-y sections kind of go on for a bit too long. Which I sort of agree. Oh, wait, and then the patient wakes up, and he's like a total turd. So, yeah. Yep. Here, watch. You're the only one. See, this guy is like a total butt. Like, he kind of reminds me of this one guy in, New Blood, at like the very beginning of New Blood, who's like, you know, acting as if, like, the doctors are so incompetent. Like, they're too incompetent to save him, but then he's, like, so much better. This guy, Travis, is coming off so much like a complete dickwad, despite the fact that Perry literally just saved this guy's life. Like, he was going to die if Perry didn't step in, and he's, like, so ungrateful. He's such a dick. Like, he's such a dick. And, like, I guess that's when somebody said, like, this could potentially be seen as a form of racism, like she's a bloodthirsty shark in nursing. This guy is such a dick. Like, such an ungrateful dick. Like, dude, this guy just saved your life and you're gonna, like, treat him like he's scum? Like, this is stupid. Like, come on. Like, goddamn. And then, like, you can see, like, Perry's trying to keep a straight face, but you can tell this, like, really affected them. And I'm like, oh, God. Alright. Here we go. 1, 2. Let's do this. Like, god damn, dude. He just saved your life and you're gonna be an ungrateful jerk about it? Like, why? Hmm? Alright, next one. This, I think, is your first cybernetic one, because that's part of the cool thing about this game, is it's not just, like, operating on squishy bits, but you also get to operate on, like, cybernetics as well, which helps this game, like, really stand out from the source material. Like, yeah, you have the trauma center-esque stuff, but then you also have, like, the cybernetics, which really make it stand out. Oh, God. Now, I mean, technically he was... I don't know if he was formally discharged. He had more of, like, an AMA thing. So, basically, hospitals... Like, basically with hospitals and, like, other inpatient facilities, you can leave whenever you want, essentially. But it's referred to as an AMA, or, against medical advice. So basically, hospitals can't hold you if you don't want to be there. Although, they will hold you to make sure you're stable, to make sure everything's healing okay before they let you out. But, like, you can technically leave, but, again, you'd be going against medical advice, and thus, you know, there's a huge risk with that, so... So, yeah. I guess that's true. Spark is also mentioning, like, how, like, cybernetic parts can just break. And again, if we're going based on, like, the link to AI, like, AI programs could go down at any moment. Like, you would lose all of what, like, makes you a, I guess, quote-unquote, skilled artist. You know? Like, you basically would lose a huge tool. So... You know, that's definitely a video I want to do in the future, is my thoughts on, like, AI and AI art, as somebody who is... who has an associate's degree in general art. I wouldn't mind doing, like, an AI episode, like, talking about my thoughts, specifically with generative AI. Not so much just AI in general, because I think, like, AI is incredibly broad, but I'm talking more, like, generative AI, so stuff like ChatGPT and Midjourney and stuff like that. So, things like that. I think that would be a pretty interesting, like, episode. Especially nowadays with, like, how topical AI is, so. Alright, cool. Arm is killing me right now. Yeah, see, there's a lot of dialogue-y bits. Like, yeah, there's a lot of dialogue. I mean, in fairness, Trauma Center had a lot of dialogue as well, but this feels a bit excessive, especially because in some cases it feels like the conversation isn't really going anywhere. So, you know. Alright, so now we get to work on some cybernetics, so this will be interesting. Which one is this one again? This is the liver one, right? I think so. Hold on. Yes, this is the liver one. Alright. Alright, so we have build up in iron. It's hemochromatosis. I want to see if I can try to break down that word. So hemo is blood. So hemo, you probably are familiar with like hemoglobin, which is what makes your blood red. Well, it makes your red blood cells red, and because you have such a high concentration of red blood cells, that's what makes your blood red. And then chroma? Usually chroma is like color. I think that's Greek, if I remember correctly. And then, so that's usually color, but I think in this case it's like chrome, like metal. So it's, and then ptosis or osis is usually, oh shit, I know what this is, hold on. I think it's usually something like an ailment or something. I don't remember exactly, but it basically means a buildup of metals in the blood. Basically is what it means. Yeah, you can tell I kind of wanted to be a doctor for a while, but then I ended up getting hand problems and now I can't do anything. So that's the thing, like, if I could have any job in the world and like things like disabilities or anything wouldn't be a problem, I would be a general surgeon. Like, I have such a passion for the science. I have, like, you know, a desire to help people. It's just, the problem is I got diagnosed with dyspraxia, which mostly involves the fine motor skill delay, which you kind of need to have really good fine motor skills to be a surgeon. Fuck was that? I think my roommate was watching TikTok or something really loud. I just heard something that sounded like a baby. It was weird. Anyway, so as I was saying, yeah, like, if I could have any job in the world, I'd be a general surgeon. As to why general instead of, like, a specialty? I don't know. Maybe it's just because, like, I get bored of doing the same things over and over again, so being a general surgeon, you get, like, a variety of different, like, things, like different ailments, different injuries, you work on different parts, you know, things like that. You know? You know, but again, I can't do it because my hands, but you know, I'll make it. But that still doesn't mean I can't be interested, I just can't actually, like, perform things. So. Oh yeah, that's right, so in this game, there actually, okay. So in this game, there actually isn't like a healing touch like there are in Trauma Center. Instead, you get a choice of what's called an overclock, and basically what it is it acts as sort of like a healing touch, but like an extra boost or something, but you only get one, and there's like 3 different levels I've noticed. So you only get access to the first like 5 or so. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And you unlock, with the exception of optimized nanites, you actually unlock these by playing different things. So like here, this one you just clear episode 1-3, this one you have to get an excess rank, this is the only one I haven't been able to get because of how annoying it is to get. Yeah. And then you'll notice there are 3 different levels. There's basic, advanced, and extreme. Based on what I've seen... So based on what I've seen, the basic ones basically don't have any sort of like negative effects. It's only good, but the good effects are really minor. And then with advanced, you can't really see it, but there is usually a downside. So with forced injected nanites, for example, with this one, like the nanites I think heal like 20% more, but your syringe will hold like 20% less, essentially. And then the extreme have the best effects, but also the worst downsides. So with Oh, it's hyperspec. I read that as hyperspeed. Hyperspec nanites, for example, they do like 30% more effective, but the downside is that your syringe can, or no, you have to be super duper precise, so, which really isn't that bad. So here, it even kind of says in the description over here, and then like, for example, you have like, you know, stuff like that. Anyway, so, oh, I forgot to set the overclock. And apparently, at least according to that blurb, you're not supposed to have access to overclocks until about chapter 2, but they were put in just to test them out. Honestly, you really don't need them this early on in the game, I've noticed. They certainly do come in handy, but it's not like something that you need. So here, we got cybernetics. This is such a unique, like, whoops. I kind of curved a little. This is a really cool feature here, is that you get to work on cybernetics. So not only can people have, like, optional cybernetics put in, but you also have access to restorative stuff. So, like, for example, if you suffer from, say, some sort of liver failure, like this patient probably does, you can have, like, this bit turned in to create, like, a synthetic liver. It kind of reminds me a little bit of, like, Repo the Genetic Opera. Oh, yeah. That's cool. Didn't know you could do that. Boink. There you go. Alright, so red goes on top, blue goes down here. Alright, here we go. Yeah, so this is a little bit annoying using the torch. You have to, like, feather it like this, and then... There you go. Just like that. Ready? Boink. 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 Okay. So just remove. Alright. Alright, so I remember where they go. This one goes down here, and this one goes here. So now we need to apply solder. Squirt. 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 Oop. Squirt. Oop. There we go. Squirt. Okay. And then we just heat. But yeah, I mean, like, this is really neat. It reminds me a little bit of, like, Repo the Genetic Opera, where in that movie... Yeah, so in that movie... Okay, why do I have the forceps? Shit. Anyway, so yeah, in Repo, like, everybody needs, like... Essentially, everybody requires, like, some sort of, like, robotic organ, effectively. Except, as far as I'm aware, in this world, like, you don't just get your organs repossessed if you can't pay for it. Nice. Alright. Easy peasy. It's just easy. Ah! Nice. Alright, easy peasy. Alright, so we got auto- wait, what? Wait, what? 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 Huh? Ah! Unlock Seriously, that was like in my last playthrough that I was doing of this, like trying to do 100%. That was the only overclock I couldn't get because of how particular the stinking screwdriver has to be, but somehow I managed to get it on this one. Well, I guess we're going for a 100% run. Great. God, Jesus. Something I also didn't mention earlier is that you actually have, like, 2 sets of vitals to worry about. You have, like, your standard patient vitals, but then you have, like, device vitals, essentially. The condition of the thing in question. And so, like, yeah. Oh. So, like, basically you can damage the cybernetic And if that falls apart, that's bad. Yeah, see, this is like a moment where I feel like this goes on for a while. I'm just gonna skip. Like, yada yada yada. Like, it's just, the dialogue feels like it goes on for quite some time, so. Like, honestly, it's just kind of blah 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 blah. Like, my hopes are is the full game will have, like, less dialogue-y bits, because it does feel like it kind of goes on for a while. Just a bit, you know? Like, especially because it feels like not much is really added. Alright. I can't help it. I know, like, the HUD and stuff do look kind of low budget. Like, you could tell, like, they were trying their best here. But the backgrounds just look so freaking good. Like, I can't help it. Like, Bluebell Hospital reminds me so much of, like, Caduceus, but, like, a more modern version of it. Like, this is giving me kind of, like, New Morphic vibes, almost. Like, either New Morphic / like, a more modern version of, like, Vinegar Arrow kind of vibe, where it's a little bit different. Oh my god, it looks so good. And I'm noticing a lot of color schemes with, like, the blue and the orange. It just looks so good. Oh, this is the chip. Hmm? Okay, dash. Like, yeah, like, I'm noticing a lot of, like, the blue and orange. I don't know if it's symbolic or if it was just a stylistic choice. But here. Orange, blue, orange, blue, orange, blue. And then if you look at Perry's eyes, also the orange and blue. See? Uh-oh. Shit, it froze. Hey! You good? Oh. Select a choice. It decided. Yeah, like I said, if you want to, you can, like, just play through the game yourself with the story. It's just, it goes on for what feels like a long-ass time, so I'm just gonna go ahead and skip through. Like, it's not super important, honestly. Like, again, Super 64. Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and skip through here. Like I said, if you want to, again, how the shit did how? I'm gonna try it. Like, how the hell did I manage? This was the only one I couldn't get, and all of a sudden I was able to get it, and I just, how? Oh, so can I equip 2 of them then? Oh, no. Okay. We're gonna try automatic mode and see how well that goes. That was, like, the only one I could not do. And somehow I just managed to. Oh well. Woo, this patient's doing not good. So this is another interesting thing. There's this thing, it's called a nail, and it's basically a concentrated nanite. And see, it, like, will heal the patient by a lot. Basically, it's like an oh shit thing, like, if you're really screwed. It's also good for, like, fixing up cybernetics, too. It'll basically act like nanites and will restore this. God, why am I peeking so bad? I don't know. Anyway, very handy. I mean, I'm not really all that worried, but I guess I can use one. Yeah, Okay, yeah, the nanite boost only applies to those. Ready, let's go. Boink. Boink. And look, now we're making fun of, like, 2-factor authentication, or in this case, 3-factor authentication. Alright, here we go. So we get to use this thing, which is called the sled. Basically, it's like an OBD too, but for organs. Very handy. Alright, here we go. We're gonna diagnose. Alright. Got it. Alright, we're gonna disable. And we're bleeding. Great. And blood. Alright. Point. Witness my mad skills. I'll deal with the blood in a minute. Okay. Oh, there's a reference to, like, the gel. So you literally burn things. Yay. Alright. Alright. Attach. Alright, let's go ahead and solder. Squirt. 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 Alright, let's torch this. Woo! Overdid it. Okay. Crap, 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 crap. Crap, 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 crap. Mate, oh mate, you need to stop dying on me. Not cool. Mate, patient is literally committing the dead. Let's go. Hold on. Ew, where's the sucky bit? I need sucky. Sucky, sucky. Okay. Don't take that out of context. Alright, let's go. Alright, let's do this. Not now. Alright. 0 and -2. Alright, let's go. Alright, let's go. Oh, my bad. Crap. Ugh. Let's go. Alright, A4, B5, B3. Got it. Should be just about done. Nice. We're good. Alright, let's test out this new automatic mode. Ooh! Shit, I didn't realize I was supposed to let go. Oops. I thought it was gonna, like, screw it perfectly. No, it just basically eliminates you having to go in circles. God damn them. Okay, I don't like it. So I feel like you lose a lot of the fine control. Alright, got it. So some of the screws might be loose, but like I said, this is more... Oh. Okay, got an S. I'm actually kind of surprised. There we go. What did he do? Ah, okay, there you go. They discontinued it. Yeah, but why'd you get a Super 64 one then? Restorative internet. Okay. Oh, that's why. So I'm gonna skip through the dialogue. It's funny, so Perry almost like never shows up if you're like fast forwarding. He's like, just... Alright, oh god, this is the worst one out of them. It's definitely doable, but like, this one is definitely the hardest out of all the non-Cyberdoc trial ones. I don't know, somebody managed to like, skip the section with Dr. Larson, and I'm like, how the hell did you do that? Like, how the hell did they manage to do that? I don't know. Alright. Alright, wait. I wanted to see what happens if I say it's the K-Taz. Alright, here we go. Oh, it's about the same. Oh no. Okay, so the dialogue's about the same, right? Awkward silences. Alright, I'm just gonna record. I wanted to see what happens if you chose a different dialogue option, but it looks like it's the same no matter which one you choose. Okay, there's... Alright, so this one's definitely the hardest one. I mean, it's not hard, it's just, like, the hardest one. It's just, there's so much freaking blood. There's so much blood. Alright, we're gonna set this one. This is, oh my god, the bleeding. It just doesn't stop. Ugh. Like I said, it's certainly not hard or anything. I've played worse, but, like, bleh. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and just... Alright. Make sure the vitals are up. So. Jet. Ah. I'm trying. This is... I'm not used to using the... I'm not used to having my brace on. Alright. Let's do this. So the tumor thing is a little different. Tumor extraction is slightly different. Alright, let's go. Whoop, done. Alright, got some tremors, and here comes some more. Great. Nothing I can't handle, though. Alright. Damn sutures. Whew! Looked like it was about to bust open there. Yeah, this is when shit gets real. Alright. So we're gonna go down here. Man, there are so many! Alright. Let's cauterize those bleeders. First. Go. Damn blood. Alright. 1, 2, 3. Come on. Oh, no. Fuck. Ugh. Again, the sutures are just so goobered. Come on. There. Just the dang. I hate the sutures. They don't feel good. Although, it's nice how fast the freaking syringes. Like, oh my god, the blood. There's so much bleeding. Okay, can we stop with the bleeding? Oh my god. Stop with the freaking bleeding. Alright. Okay, got it. Yep. There's just so much blood. Alright, got it. Boom! Look at this. That's impressive. But see, the problem is... Okay. It gets really overwhelming. You see? Overwhelming. Alright, I'm gonna try. Yeah, it just gets to a point where it's like, oh jeez, the blood. Yeah, see, it gets to such a point where it's like overwhelming. It won't let me do things. And eventually it just kind of locks you out and it's like, nope, I'm gonna have Dr. Larson. We're gonna have Dr. Larson do it. It's just amazing. Look at this. Somehow somebody managed to skip this portion and I can think of how the fuck did you do that? like, how the hell did they manage to do that? I don't know. That was impressive. So I've tried. It feels like it's impossible. I mean, that's kind of the point. It's supposed to be so overwhelming that a doctor who has high amounts of cybernetics are supposed to take over. But still, like, damn, how did somebody manage to skip that portion? I don't know. Yeah, see what I mean by, like, a lot of the dialogue? It's just kind of a little bit too much. Alright, this should be the last one here. I'm not gonna do the Cyberdog trial because, like, I am sore and I want to go eat stuff, but this should be the last one of the demo build. Alright, here we go. Alright. I'm just gonna skip the dialogue again. Alright, so now we gotta fix his arms, which are completely borked. Alright, so we gotta fix Dr. Larson's arms, which are completely borked. And it's funny, I have actually tried to kill him before. I just wanted to see what would happen if you actually tried to kill him. Apparently, Spark has to go call security, and, Rook is trying to put him on life support. Yeah, it's pretty funny. I mean, it's pretty, like, you have to deliberately try to kill him, so... It was just funny. Alright. Should be easy enough. Alright, let's do this. Careful. Oop, okay, cool. Driver. I wonder, is he, like, asleep during this? Like, did they knock him out? Alright, so we need to nanite this. Okay. Alright, so we just need to just recalibrate, easy enough. Alright, recalibrate voltage here. Just super simple. Oops, crap. I accidentally hit something. I accidentally hit the restart button. Alright. Done. Easy. Alright, looks good. Okay. Grab a sample here. Alright, yeah, not much going on here. Oh! Alright. Beep, beep. Damn it. Beep, beep. Okay, got it. And then... Oh no, here comes. We got the glitching. Ooh, that's not good. Oh, okay. Something's going on with the fan. though. Damp warning? You know, I was just thinking, I noticed that when, like, the KTAS was rebooting, it stated that it was confidential and, like, proprietary, and I was wondering if maybe another reason that, like, Harry had to stay quiet about all this is because the eye may have not actually been released to market yet, and it's still, like, a prototype. That's what I'm wondering, is if maybe it's a prototype and hasn't been formally released to the market yet. And thus, because of that, they have to stay quiet about it because, like, usually you don't want things like prototypes to leak. What the hell? That is weird. Doink. That took me, by the way, way too long to realize this. Let you use the screwdriver to attack whatever that was. Yeah, that took way too long for me to realize. Alright. Got this. So go ahead and put the fan back in. Yeah, I kind of prefer having, like, the manual. Like, you can kind of, like, fine-tune it a little better. Oh, wait. Okay. Got it. Alright, last one. Beautiful. Great. Easy peasy. Alright, done and done. Easy peasy. Boom! And I got the hyperspeed nanites. Haha, nice! I guess at this point I might as well just try to go for the rest of them, huh? Might as well make this 100% run, fuck it. And then he's already up. I'm just, like I said, I'm just gonna skip all the dialogue, because it really does feel like, especially this, like, epilogue here, it really does feel like it goes on for a while. Alright, that's it. Boom! And then, yeah, Latent Crisis isn't in this, and then you get the Cyberdock. Alright, and then there's the well, thank you message. I've already wishlisted this game. Like, I've been hyped about this for, like, ever. Alright. So, which ones are we missing for this one? Yeah, only this one. Episode 1-4, fulfill all directives, then complete the operation. Yeah, I don't feel like doing that, so I think I'm gonna go. I don't really feel like doing the Cyberdock eval. It's basically, it's just like the challenge missions in New Blood, so alright, I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave it here. Thank you guys for watching.